Good afternoon, everybody. This is Allison, and it's my life after 50. And I am going to I just did a deep clean in my dishwasher where I took everything apart, and I didn't video that, but I did want to show you my little trick if some of you don't know how to get your stainless steel sink to look almost new again. It's going to take a little elbow grease, but let me turn you around. No judging here, people, but your stainless sinks, you know, they start looking yucky after a while. So I learned this from somebody. I don't know. Somebody told me how to do this, but I'm just going to use some plain old olive oil and pour the olive oil in. And I'm going to get myself a new sponge under the sink. You don't have to have a new sponge, but I want to have a new sponge. Stuff it up. Where's the sponge? I'm sorry, guys. I thought I had a new sponge available. I guess I don't. I have to have a sponge in here. What the bejeebers? I've had so many sponges. Well, this is actually fairly new. So I'm just using, this isn't really scratchy, but it is a little harder, and then the soft one. So I would start with the scratch, and I just take the olive oil, and I do put my heavy elbow grease into this, because you want to get it in everything. And this little circle here is what gets really disgusting, because if you ever put your plug in your sink, you know that's what plugs everything. And you don't want to forget I have a lip here, and if I fill up my sink to hold water in it, the lip goes. So I am just gonna keep scrubbing this. That's all the olive oil I'm gonna use this whole time. And then I flip. Ooh, there's bubbles coming up because I have the dishwasher going. I'm doing a clean cycle in the dishwasher. But this is all the olive oil I used, is what I showed you. And I'm just gonna keep working this with the sponge, both sides of the sponge, until I am happy with it, and then I will be back to show you what it comes out like. I'm back. So this is about 7 to 10 minutes. It's not as, I didn't do as deep of a clean. I was getting really hot, and also my phone kept going off. So, but that's the one side I did do, and then this is the side that I have to work on next. But I think you can see the difference. It's definitely better than it was, because you can see the stains there, and you can see there. I didn't want to use anything abrasive to scratch it up. A lot of this is the oil. If I wipe it down, it just comes off. So a lot of that you're seeing is still some of that oil that gets in there, because I've used, I scrubbed that in so tight, so heavy, so hard. But basically, I think it looks a lot better than that nightmare. But while I have you at the sink, I thought I'd show you some of my fun Amazon finds. But I love these two. This one is a dish soap dispenser, and you just put it there and it automatically pumps. And then this one is for hand soap. So I like having those. You don't have to touch it. You don't have to do anything with it. You just fill it from the top, and then you put your hand underneath it. And when you pull your hand away, the soap comes out. And then there's the dish one. And then my husband loves this side one. Little basket. I happen to like this little basket because nothing comes out of the bottom. It has holes for drainage. I know I still have to clean this side, but I wanted to show you what I like on here. But this has been my favorite of all times. This basket to dry. You can have it go either way. Me holding the phone is not really helping right now. It's not helping at all. Okay, let me turn this phone off and put my sink together. Let me clean my sink and then I'll put it together and show you all the little gadgets. That's the best idea. Okay, so I have this little rack, which I really, really love having. It keeps your dishes, when you're washing your dishes, it just keeps them elevated a little bit. And you put it either way. And then this is what I love when I'm drying my dishes, or I am drying fruit after I've washed the fruit and I want to dry the fruit. And it could go either way, and it's expandable. So if you have different size, see, it could go really large or it fits in. Now I put the little sponge containers there, and this fits around them. And it just sits on my countertop like that. So I love that. And this I had to get last year on Amazon, and it cleans the bottles, the lids for your bottles. And this little thing spins around so that you get the inside lid of the bottle. And you can go on the inside lid with this. So these are rubber teeth. And because it's so hard when you have these lids, I always take off the silicone part. But these, especially if you're a tea drinker. Okay, how am I going to do this? If you're a tea drinker, you've got to get on in those crevices, so you just pop this on and go around the lid. I really need my tripod today, but guess what? I'm too darn lazy to go find it upstairs. But anyways, it just goes around the lid, and this is rubber. This is the rubber teeth, and then you can do this. Other thing I love is, because I have a sunken sink, is this little brush, and I go around the sink with this little brush. And I can also go around my stove top, because my stove top is sunken in, and I use this little brush. And last but not least is this drying mat, because you could put stuff on it wet and it like soaks it up immediately and it's dry. So it's not like having a towel, you know, to dry your stuff. You don't have to go and throw it in the wash every time you put wet dishes on it, because it's just dried and it really hasn't stained or anything. So really happy with that. So that's, I will get back to you and let you know if it smells good, if it looks good. And then I'm gonna do a load of the dishes and see how they come out, because they say you shouldn't really have to clean off your dishes just unless there's major food on it, but you should just put your dishes in there, and it saves gallons and gallons and gallons of water, so you're not running your sink. We'll see. I'll let you know about that one. But anyways, have a great day. Don't give up, because I'm not.